You're about to see a performance entitled Ready, I Ready. A standing cock has no conscience. Produced, directed, and performed by Diane Torr, including the Highland Illusions, at the Club at La Mama Theatre on the 10th of February, 1992.
Yes, cheers.
Cheers.
Okay. Scotland, like many of the places that you've heard about in the news, was a separate country from England. And it will be again. Home rule for Scotland. And I tell you, you may laugh, but this year, all the Scottish Tories, all the Scottish Tory MPs, MP means Member of Parliament, in case none of you know that. It's similar to your senators. If they don't even pretend to be nationalists, they've had it with their Scottish constituencies. Because at least 50% of the Scots want independence. And it's, whose oil is it? It's Scotland's oil. It's no Westminster's oil. Anyway, with the union of England and Scotland that happened in 1707, Scotland took refuge in its own culture. And Burns was their poet. He was a follower of the Jacobites. Do you all know who the Jacobites are? The Jacobite rebellions of 1715 and 1745. The Jacobites were the followers of James II, and they wanted to return the Stuart line to the throne of England. Now, the Stuarts had lost favour on the throne in England, and the Hanovers, who were from Germany, Germany's royal line, from whom our present-day Elizabeth I is descended. Now, I would like to sing one of Burns' most favourite and best-known songs. Robin, if you would do the honours. You Jacobites by name, lend an ear, lend an ear. You Jacobites by name, lend an ear. You Jacobites by name, your thoughts I will complain. Your doctrine I'm unblame. You shall hear, you shall hear. What is right and what is wrong by the law, by the law. What is right and what is wrong by the law. What is right and what is wrong? The short sword and the long, the weak arm and the strong. For to draw, for to draw. What makes heroic strife famed afar, famed afar? What makes heroic strife famed afar? What makes heroic strife to whet the assassin's knife and hunt a parent's life? We bloody war, we bloody war. So let your schemes all lay in the state, in the state. So let your schemes all lay in the state. So let your schemes all lay. Adore the rising sun and leave a man undone to his fate, to his fate. Anyway, Burns was born in Alway in Ayr. And I've got a few slides here to accompany. This is the man himself, of course, in case you happen to meet him one day. And this is where I've asked a friend of mine to contemporize a few of the slides of Scotland. Okay, this is another view of the same cottage, another earlier perspective. And in his early 20s, Burns visited Tower Bolton quite frequently. This is a scene in Tower Bolton. No, that's not hedgehogs, those are punks. And there he formed the Tarbolton Bachelors Club, consisting of a few young men of active, inquiring intellects. Burns had a credo, rather the head of the commonality than the tail of the gentry. Body. Now that's what you're all here for, really. You're not here to listen to a history lesson. I know you're interested in the fruity bits, right? Body was really popular in 18th century Scotland, and it was really a way to have safe sexual release through laughter. That's how the peasants used it. And pornography was not, of course, around at that time, and so people would use the mating of animals as something to, give them a bit of sexual stimulus. The mating of animals was, the viewing of mating of animals was barred to no one except the mating of the stallion and the mare, which was barred to women, whether married or spinsters. The reason being that they were assumed to faint, in other words, have an orgasm, as soon as they saw that, to have sex with whatever man came along, social station or sexual proclivity. Burns's body is unashamedly masculine, but always with a moral. The old Scots proverb, "A standing cock has nae conscience," is profoundly true. But Burns knew the terrible strengths of a standing cock. He did much to supply it with such a conscience. Now, I'm going to give you a few lines from some of my favourites that Burns wrote. Would you do that? Means, would you do that? Good wife, when your good man's frae hame, might I but be sae bold as come to your bed chamber when winter nights are cold, as come to your bed chamber when nights are cold and wat, and lie in your good man's stead. Would you do that? Young man, and you should be so kind when my good man's for him, as come to my bed chamber where I am laid malame, where I'm lying alone, and lie in my good man's stead. I'll tell you what, he fucks me 5 times ilka night. Fucks me 5 times every night. Would you do that? This is twa neighbour wives. Our John's breakfast means our John's broke yesterday. Twa neighbour wives sat in the sun, a-twining o'er the rocks. 2 neighbourly women sat in the sun, doing their washing on the rocks. And they an argument began, and the plea was cocks. 'Twas whether they were sinning strang, 'tis whether cocks were made of sinew, or whether they were bane, or whether they were made of bone, and how they rode about your thumb, how come they were so flexible, and how they stand them lame, and yet so erect. First, Rachie gave her rock a rug. First, Rachie gave her rock a rug, and then she clawed her tail, and she scratched her ass. Our Tom pulls on his breeks when our Tom pulls on his trousers. It wiggles like a flail, it waggles like a whip. Says Bess. Their bane I will maintain, their bone I will maintain, and proof in hand I gie, and proof in hand I'll give you. For our John's brack yestreen, our Johns broke yesterday, and the mark and the marrow ran down. A thief.
You're about to see an excerpt from a performance that was produced, directed, and performed by Diane Torr at Franklin Furnace, May the 11th, 12th, 18th, and 19th, 1990. Performance is entitled Crossing the River Styx.
He was all dolled up with the makeup and the embalming fluid and the silk-lined casket and the money that it cost to bury him.
About a year ago, I was admitted to a hospital. I was paralyzed on one side of my body, and I'd lost the ability to speak and the ability to hear. One day I was lying in the hospital bed, and I felt this sharp pain in my chest. I knew it was no ordinary pain, and I pressed the buzzer at the side of the bed to call the nurses for help. And they came in and immediately started working on me. I was awful uncomfortable lying on my back, so I tried to turn over. Then I quit breathing. My heart stopped beating. And I heard the nurses call, "Count Pink! Count Pink! Count Pink!" And as they said this, I could feel my body. I was sliding out of it, sliding down between the mattress and the rail at the side of the bed. Actually, it seemed as if I went through the rail, on, down to the floor. I started rising upwards slowly, up past the nurses. There were more of them, at least a dozen around my bed. And I drifted on up. I could see the light fixture from the side, and very distinctly there was a lot of dust and greasy dirt at the top that they hadn't cleaned. I floated to a stop directly above them, and I looked down. It felt almost like a piece of paper that somebody had blown up to the ceiling. But you know, One nurse said, "My God, she's gone!" While another nurse leaned over and gave me mouth-to-mouth resuscitation. I'll never forget the way her head looked from the back. Her hair was cut kind of short and with a wee bob. It was light brown, a bit like Aunt Josie. You remember Aunt Josie? She passed on too. They kept beating on my chest and rubbing my arms and my legs, and I thought, why are they going to all this trouble? Why can't they just leave me alone? And I tried to get them to stop. I pushed on their hands with mine, but I could feel no resistance. It seemed as if my hands could go right through theirs. And then I heard this really annoying, buzzing, ringing sound. It seemed as if I was on this boat, going across this body of water. Could it have been a lake or a river? And on the distant shore I could see faces of loved ones who passed on. My mom, my dad, wee Bobby. And you were there too, Flora. And you remember Brock Fetus from my high school days. He was there. And they were all beckoning to me, come on over, come on over. And I was saying, no, I don't want to die. I'm not ready to go yet. And this was the strangest experience because I could see the doctors and the nurses working on me. And I tried to tell them, I'm not going to die. But none of them could hear me. Everything. The water, the boat, the doctors, the nurses, the hospital bed, the water. It was all jangled up like when you take a photo and it's the end of a film and you've already taken a photo and you get this effect of one picture on top of the other, but it was deeper than that somehow.